Production of the J.R. Eldridge Show is made possible with financial support from Turner & Turner, attorneys at law. Blake Bell of Edward Jones Investments. The accounting firm of Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler, PLLC. Welch Funeral Home. Roger Wingfield of State Farm Insurance. Southern Bancorp. Southwest Sporting Goods. Taylor King and Associates. Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts. Price and Company. Doctors Rob and Gary Rucker. Eccles, Thompson and Kneebone. And Farm Bureau Insurance of Clark County. This is the J.R. Eldridge Show with the head coach of the Arkadelphia Badgers. Joining Coach Eldridge today is your host, Caleb Bird.
Welcome to the first week of the J.R. Eldridge Show. I'm your host, Caleb Bird, and we'll be joined every week by Coach J.R. Eldridge, head coach of the Arkadelphia Badgers. And Coach, we're going to start right off talking about last week's football game. It was a great win over Sylvan Hills, 57-22, the final score, and kind of got that lump off your back, first win of the season.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, there's, you have so many expectations going into week one, or for us it was week 0. So many expectations and so many unanswered questions that you go into the game with, and really, you're able to get some of those questions answered, find out what we're doing really, really good, what we're doing not as good, what we need to work on the next week in practice. I was really proud of our football team, the way that they really did. I mean, they had a mature business-like approach to our football game on Friday night. We were able to go over to Sylvan Hills and have good travel. Good travel etiquette. A couple things that I'm most proud of are the way the referees bragged on our players after the game, the way our trainer Terry DeWitt was able to brag on our players, the way we left the locker room. Some of those things are just things as a coach you look at and you go, man, that's a mature group of young men, and you hope that you're able to build those habits and be able to do it week to week.
Right. So how is this start of the season, this win, how is it different? How is this team different from the team last year?
Well, I think, we've got 21 seniors, and we've got much more experienced bunch of football players. I mean, they've played 30 games in the last 2 years, and so, they've got a lot of tested experience. We've got a lot of tested experience on our football team, so we felt like going into the game that that we would be able to start a little bit better. Last year, we had new guys on the offensive line. We had so much of a lack of experience on our offensive line, and I feel like those are some things that with this group. We've been able to have a lot more experience going into the season. So really excited about that. Feels good to win. Even though it's only the first week of the football season, you're able to correct things with a much higher morale than you are when you lose and have to correct things. So feels good for our players, feels good for our coaches, feels good for all of Arkadelphia, really.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and jump straight into the highlights. We can talk more about the game afterwards. So starting out the game here, Arkadelphia is going to get the ball first. Opening kickoff from Kyron Harrison, didn't get past the 15-yard line, so not a great start to the game there.
Yeah, so we didn't stay on a couple of backside blocks that we've got to do a better job of.
Yeah, first drive of the game, Cannon, nice pass to Staten Winton, and he looked a lot more mature in his passing ability, his decision-making in the pocket.
Yeah, I felt like our offense, really did a great job. I mean, this right here was a 4th down conversion to Buster. Coach Moreland does a great job of calling plays. Feel like our offensive line, our quarterback, our running backs, our wide receivers were all on the same page. Good drive, finishes with a touchdown.
Yeah, early 7-0 lead here for the Badgers, and Sylvan Hills comes out in the field on defense, and this is a great play by Cole Turner.
So excellent job, open field tackle by Cole, and then of course Kyron able to come in there and clean it up. Really good start to the game right there.
Offense takes the ball back, and this is where the running game begins to dominate. Cannon with some nice runs on the read option.
Yeah, did a great job. I mean, both of our backs and really all of our backs and skill guys did a great job securing the football. Kyron just had an unbelievable night. He was our offensive player of the game, had 6 touchdowns, and then Cannon had over 150 yards rushing. So feel like we had so much production in our backfield, and then we were able to get some production out of Witten, out of Buster Thomas. So I felt like there was so much balance in our ability to spread the football around.
Yeah, that was a really great touchdown run a moment ago from Kyron. It seemed like he wouldn't go down. He spun through 3 people and eventually threw the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, I agree. And then defensively, we get I just felt like our defense did a great job. The energy, the effort was there. Had a little bit too many missed assignments, but you can see the effort on the punt block right here. I think Ricky Rogers was able to get a hand on that. So really proud of our football team and the energy and the effort they brought to the game.
Yeah, great play. Sets the Badgers up a good field position to start the next drive. The running game continues here. Another read option. Coach, how many of these play calls you see when Cannon runs the ball, when Kyron runs the ball, how many of those are actually read option calls?
Well, we're really most of them. There are a few play it calls, and those are the ones where we simply just hand it off, or it's a designed run for Cannon. Sometimes it looks like it's a read, and really it's just a play fake for the quarterback to run the football. So I would say 75% of them are reads, and then the others are play it calls.
Some more good open field tackling for the Badgers. Gets the ball back here on their own side of the field, and more of these running plays. But this is could have been a pivotal moment in the game. Cannon Turner throws an interception, works hard to get back and make the tackle. However, that play really could have changed the game there.
It could have, but one of the things that we've even been talking about in practice was just put on more steam. That was a critical error by Cannon right there. But that was one of the few offensively critical errors that we had on our reads. Did a great job. Cannon did a great job, him and Buster, of really going to make the tackle, not letting them get in. It was a good finish to the play, though.
So now offense comes back on the field. Cannon at quarterback after throwing the interception. I felt like he responded very well in this situation, was really calm in the pocket. And then Kyron breaks a big run, and Arkadelphia's got the momentum back.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Cannon does have great maturity right now. He's played in, I guess this was his 42nd game to start as a high school quarterback, and then obviously it was Kyron's 37th or so game to start from his 9th grade season. So we've got a lot of experience in the backfield. So proud of those guys and the way they've been able to play.
Yeah, and these guys have been switching in a little bit on defense, but it seems like the depth on defense is very solid this year. Yeah,
defensive line-wise, we're a little bit lacking in depth, but as far as our other positions, we've got good depth. Sammy Hawthorne played an excellent game. Ethan Savage really stepped up at our linebacker spot. Our secondary really did a good job, just considering their own experience. I mean, did a great job in the game.
Yeah, I saw some plays in which Kyron and Cannon Turner would come in on defense if it was a key situation, maybe a third down situation. Is that what we're pretty much going to see from them on defense all year?
It just depends on the game. It really does. Both of them are good players on both sides of the ball, but we're going to continue to take it 1 week at a time and develop that game plan as we go.
That was a great defensive play in the end zone, breaking up the pass and forcing a field goal from Sylvan Hills.
Yeah, this was huge. When the opposing offense gets in that red area, really you want to make sure that they don't get in the box. It was a great run by Ernie Ernest Young, glad to have him back. He's been doing a great job blocking, running, carrying out his fakes. He's been playing defense some as well. He's on all of our special teams. So really excited about what Ernest is able to add to our football team.
Here, that was another long pass play there. Attempt from Cannon got poked away, and then he comes right back here with a nice long run.
Yeah, I thought our players did a great job. You know, when something did not go our way, we just kept on putting on more steam. Even after half, when Sylvan Hills was able to score on that first drive after the half, we were able to just respond right then and there. So I was really proud of the way our football team continued to put on more steam.
A blocked field goal sends the two teams into the half, 26-10, the score at halftime. And now Sylvan Hills is going to go on kind of a long drive to start the second half and end up with a touchdown.
Yeah, so really even on, you saw the big special teams play right there where we were able to get a tackle for a loss. We felt like we had some really big plays on special teams, but we also felt like we were really inconsistent on special teams. So Coach Chandler definitely wants us to be more consistent on special teams, but at the same time we were proud of some kids really making big plays. We got to get better tackling. You see we missed an actual TFL right there, tackle for a loss. In the backfield, we've got to continue to get better tackling. We missed a tackle right there to let him go into the end zone. So we've just got to be better tacklers.
Yeah, two uncharacteristic long runs given up by the Badger defense, and Sylvan Hills has cut the score to 10 here early in the third quarter. So it's another situation where Sylvan Hills really could have taken the momentum of this game and run with it, but a big play here from Buster Thomas kind of put some momentum back in the Badgers.
Yeah, again, just putting on more steam right there. And then also, let's give Sylvan Hills some credit. I mean, they're a 6A semifinal football team coming off a semifinal appearance in the 6A. They've got a lot more players, and they're not, they're not going to give up. They're going to continue fighting the whole game, and they did. But I felt like we just kept on putting on more steam. Unbelievable run by Kyron right there to get one of his 6 touchdowns in the box.
I believe that was number 4 for Kyron there. It's scored now 33-16, Badgers lead. Coming back on defense, and something about Sylvan Hills is they have a tendency. Last year they had almost every game they played in was a close game. All their wins were by less than 5 points, and most of their losses by less than 10 as well. So they know how to keep a close game. And at this point is when Arkadelphia kind of takes over and runs the score out a little bit.
Yeah, I thought and Kyron said it. Kyron just played an excellent game. Again, you see him on a long run here, but Kyron said it in the paper. He said, I got to give all the credit to the offensive line. I think that shows the maturity level of Kyron, number one. And then I think it also says something about our offensive line. You saw on his last run, just dominant up front. You can even see it with Buster, and even our perimeter blocking. I felt like Kyler Pfeiffer, in our Staten Witten, Ricky Rogers, all those guys just did an excellent job on the perimeter blocking as well.
And they're playing against a huge defensive line. Defensive line for Arkadelphia is playing against a huge offensive line. They had multiple guys over 300 pounds, all their linemen over 270. So some really big guys are going against, and they played really well.
Yeah, I feel like Wade Matlock has done an excellent job of preparing our players and teaching them correct techniques and teaching them really how to be VVR on every snap, and so I'm really proud of those guys.
Here's a potential for a long kick return. It was a long kick return, but Ethan Savage saves the day there with the tackle around midfield.
Again, we just got to be better tackling. I mean, we have them wrapped up for another TFL with our kickoff coverage, but we missed 2 tackles, and we've got to be better next week. Defense
here flocking to the football, employing more of your 5-10-5 mentality in this game.
Yep. It's actually 9-5-9, but we're close right there. So 9-5-9, 9 players within 5 yards of the ball 90% of the time. Felt like, again, our defensive coaches were really pleased with our effort and the way we were running to the football. Cole Turner had an exceptional night, had another good open field tackle on that third down play right there. So great job by Cole.
Yeah, really nice catch there by the Sylvan Hills receiver on the sideline to get in to the end zone, failed 2-point conversion, and so that makes the score 22-40 here. Looking at the fourth quarter now, and still a big lead for the Badgers, but this is a huge play again by Cole Turner.
Yeah, another big play by Cole. Cole did an excellent job of fielding this kick, and then we call it cut. He gets in the middle and finds his space and is able to get us in good field position for another drive.
Cannon with another great run there, and Kyron Harrison's going to get in the end zone.
Yeah, so I think that was number 6. So that's a huge day. I mean, there's only been one other guy in my history at Arkadelphia High School that scored 6, and that was Chris Oliver versus Benton in 2013. He had 6 touchdowns versus Benton in 2013 at their place. But Kyron, so he tied that record and just did a great job right here stripping the football. Just a great football player. You see another heads-up play by another great football player right here. We get pressure through the middle. Cannon turns his foot and kicks it the other direction. I mean, just a heads-up punt.
So was that not a designed punt play there?
Oh, it was a designed quick kick, but he saw the pressure and he angled his body in a different way so that he doesn't kick it right into the block.
Great interception, return for a touchdown. Really nice job reading the route and jumping it there.
Yeah, that was Malcolm Turner. Malcolm Turner had a great week of practice and did a great job in the game. He had 33 snaps. He and Bledsoe split time right there at that corner spot. Had 33 snaps, did a great job, pick 6 right there.
We're coming in here with some younger guys playing in the game. Some of those sophomores and juniors getting some playing time and continue to pile on the pressure against Sylvan Hills.
Yeah, just feel like it was a great opportunity for our guys to get some quality time here. And obviously Ernie was playing in the meat of the ball game, but we wanted to give him the chance to carry the ball right there as well. Did a great job, and then of course Alex Lloyd coming in to finish off the quarterback duties, and then our offensive line gets some great snaps.
So is Alex Lloyd the guy we're going to see at backup quarterback if there were to be an injury or something? Would Alex Lloyd be the guy?
Sometimes you'll see him. If Braden Thomas is really he's the next guy after Cannon. But we want to give Alex some chance to get some snaps in there. He did a great job. He also did that versus BB, and he did it in our spring scrimmage as well. So really excited about him. And really just overall good body of work for our week 0 game.
Yeah, great game overall, Coach. Talked a lot about Kyron Harrison. He did really well, really has a nose for getting in the hole, a nose for running through contact, and he looked really good on the offensive side of the ball. Is he kind of being recruited now to play running back? Or?
Well, recruiting, for us, he's going to play on both sides of the ball, and he's going to carry the load offensively for us, and then defensively, he's going to be, in my mind, one of the best linebackers in the state. And as far as recruiting goes, you never know what different colleges are looking for. One college coach might think he looks good at a running back. Another college coach might like what he does at linebacker. So as far as recruiting goes, that's really dependent on what another school is looking for. But for the Badgers, as far as we go, he's going to run that cap position. He's going to run that lock position. I mean, you saw him. He's going to fly around. He's going to get to the football. He's going to strip the football. He's going to run the ball hard, and then he's going to block hard as well. So really proud of him in the way he played.
Yeah, so it kind of seems like you could be going away this year from what the kind of strategy you've had for your whole career here at Arkadelphia with 22 starters, 2 platoon system. Is that something that you're going to see every game? Or?
Well, last year, I guess it was week 6, we started doing that, and mainly, in 2012, we went to 2 platoon, hurry up, no huddle offense. We felt like we needed to do that because not many people at the time were 2 platoon. Mm-hmm. Well, now a lot of people have started going to that, so for us, we just feel like, Kyron played 24 plays on defense. He had a lot of plays on offense. Ethan Savage was able to play at that linebacker spot and do a great job. So, I think just being able to go into each game, each different game, and have a plan to execute throughout that game, it'll be more dependent on a week-by-week situation instead of a whole philosophy change. So I wouldn't say our whole philosophy has changed. If there's guys that, Lorenzo Lawson, he's one of them. He's a guy that he's our Badger Spirit Award winner this week. He was able to play a lot of snaps on offense and a lot of snaps on defense on our offensive and defensive line. But Elijah Wheeler is still a great defensive tackle for us. So they'll be able to rotate in and out at that spot. So I think it's more of a give and take. It's not a philosophy change. It's more of an adaptation or an evolution of what we've been doing.
Right. So this season, returning 16 starters from the team last year, but a place where you lost 3 starters was the defensive secondary. How did you feel about their performance last night?
Yeah, I felt like our defensive secondary did a pretty good job. We didn't really we gave up 1 touchdown. It wasn't really a deep ball. We were in good position. It was just an unbelievable throw and an unbelievable catch. So I felt like our guys did a really good job on the back end. We tackled. We want to tackle a little bit better, but I thought we tackled okay. And then just being in position and being able to make plays, I think we're going to be fine. It's against a good 6A opponent. So that's what I like playing. That's what I like about playing these opponents is you're able to see where you've got to answer some questions, and I felt like we answered some questions good in our secondary.
Yeah, and Coach, and another good 6A opponent coming up next week, the Benton Panthers. They were in the 6A state championship game last year and beat the Badgers pretty bad at Badger Stadium last year. So it's going to be another tough challenge this week.
Yeah, it really is. I'm excited about this week of practice. I think our football team is excited about this week of practice. Just going into this week, being able to really prepare for a good opponent, an opponent that's going to be well coached, disciplined. They fly around, they get after it. So we're looking forward to the challenge. Right,
Coach. Last week, Benton lost to Bryant. We'll put the score up on the screen there, 42-14. Benton lost. So pretty massive loss there, but Bryant was the 7A state champion last year, so it's a good team in Bryant. Looking ahead at Benton, how are you going to instill this confidence in your team that they can win this game?
Well, I think, really it goes back to preparation, and whether it's Sylvan Hills, Benton, Wynn, Nashville, Robinson, I think that's really where you build confidence. You build confidence on the practice field, understanding what your job is going to be, being able to execute your job on the practice field, and then being able to take those game plans, whether it's offense, defense, special teams, being able to take those game plans, apply them in game, and then be able to adapt and make adjustments based on something different that you might be seeing on the field. That's where you build confidence. And so we're going to take practice and try to take all 5, 6 of those days that we have in preparation for Benton and try to build that confidence up going into this game.
When you play these non-conference games against these really quality opponents, does it make it a little bit difficult that it's a non-conference game and that you don't want to throw all of your whole playbook at them, so you don't want to give away your playbook for some of the conference teams later in the season, or are you just going all guns blazing?
Well, here's what I think. I think that, you find a balance, the positive of throwing a bunch of things at them is that your next opponent's got a lot to prepare for, and they don't know what you're going to do. The negative is that, are you showing your cards too early? So I think we found a good balance of what we want to do, and our coaches do a great job. Look, defensive coaches, they do a great job of game planning. Offensive coaches do a great job of game planning. Special teams, Coach Chandler does a great job of game planning. So I think that being able to trust your assistants, being able to trust the planning that goes into these games is really a huge deal. And it's a huge deal for our football team because they have that confidence in their coaching staff to be able to know that their coaches are going to try to put them in the best situations they possibly can.
All right, Coach. And last off, can you just give a little bit of a preview of Benton? How are they compared to last year's team? What kind of things we're going to see from them?
Yeah, so they're very similar to last year's team as far as what they do schematically. I mean, defensively, they're a 3-3 stack. A little bit different in the secondary, but mostly a cover 3. And then in the secondary, they're doing a little bit more too high stuff than they have in the past. We'll be able to see more. I mean, we've got a scrimmage in a game and some team camp film, so not just a ton to go on, but we'll be able to see what they're doing more once we start that game. And then offensively, 1 back, 2 back. They love kind of similar plays to what we do. They love the inside zone. They like the outside zone. They like the RPO pass. So I think you'll see kind of a similar style offense. But we're looking forward to the challenge of Benton at their place.
All right, and then are there any injuries to look at for next week?
Well, we thought Sammy might have done something to his shoulder, but we got really good news on Sammy, and Sammy was at practice yesterday, so really excited about that. Other than that, we're relatively healthy.
All right, that's great news, Coach. We'll be looking ahead next week at the game against Benton. It'll be Friday night at 7 p.m. in Benton. If you can't make it to the game, tune in at ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com to watch the live stream with Jeff Root. We'll be right back here next week for the Gerald Eldridge Show, and so we hope to see you then with another Badger victory.
Sponsors of the J.R. Eldridge Show include Southwest Sporting Goods, Taylor King and Associates, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts, Price and Company, Doctors Rob and Gary Rucker, Eccles, Thompson and Kneebone, Farm Bureau Insurance of Clark County, Turner & Turner, Attorneys at Law, Blake Bell of Edward Jones Investments, the accounting firm of Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler, Welch Funeral Home, Roger Wingfield of State Farm Insurance, and Southern Bancorp. The J.R. Eldridge Show is produced each week by the Rogers Department of Communication at Ouachita Baptist University.